Hello, Hugh. Welcome to Hong Kong again. So, normally at this period of time, you're in Australia and riding for some big races. But why would you like to come to Hong Kong this year?
Hello, Ian. Thank you for the interview. Look, Hong Kong has been a special place to me for a long time since coming here some 8 years ago for the first time, and I've experienced good success here and enjoyed my time here. And I just felt it was a good opportunity to come and bring my family and experience Hong Kong with them. Again, our kids are a little bit older now, so they can enjoy it as well. And yeah, just looking forward to the 3 months ahead.
So I'm sure that since our last interview dating back in May 2014, you have won so many good races, and especially the connections with Vince. So I remember that at that time you mentioned about you would like to have more international experiences. So since 2014, then you're ridden in lots of places, Japan, Hong Kong. Do you think that you meet your expectations compared with that time?
Well, I've certainly had a great deal of success and ridden some really, really good horses since 2014. Obviously, Winx headlines those, but while I was riding Winx, I also rode Werther, who was Hong Kong's champion horse, when I was riding him as well. So my time here in Hong Kong in 2014 really opened the door to some opportunities here, and I was just very lucky to, land on Hong Kong's best horse. And at the same time I was riding Winx, so it all sort of snowballed, I guess, so to speak. And then it opened an opportunity to ride in Japan, which I did with success as well. So, I've just been really lucky to get on some horses at the right time that have really taken me to another level, or taken my career to successes I would not have dreamed of.
So tell me about your background, and not too many people realize because you're already well established. But when we check your background, and actually your father and mom own a farm when you were young, that's why you start to be an apprentice around 14 years old, and then you're ridden for racing great Ron Quinton. And what do you learn from them?
Well, I grew up on a farm. My parents were interested in racing and were hobby racing people, or still are in fact. But I grew up riding horses, mustering cattle, doing pony club, doing eventing, all sorts of horse sports, and they've been a part of my life from a very young age. I chose to be a jockey when I was about 14, as you rightly point out. And
have you ever think of other job instead of jockeying your life?
No. Sometimes when I'm in the sauna for a long time, I think,
yeah, definitely.
I think, what else could I do? But I love competing. I love the animals, and I love working with the people. And horse racing's taken me all over the world, and I've really enjoyed experiencing different cultures. And it's a long way from where I started, but at the end of the day, I'm still the same person as when I began. And I feel very privileged to have ridden the horses I've ridden, and to understand just the level of competition that they've been able to compete at. But like I said, but I went to Ron Quinton in Sydney after doing 2 years with Leanne and Billy Ashbross in Bathurst, in the central west of New South Wales. I was leading apprentice in 2000. And then it took a little bit of time to climb the ladder to be one of the leading senior riders in the Sydney Jockeys Room. And obviously we all know Darren Beedman here in Hong Kong. He was the champion jockey, when I was going through that transition stage. And then when he moved to Hong Kong, in 2007, it really opened up some opportunities for me, and that's when my career started to build. So we come here in 2022 with a fantastic record behind us, and the experience of riding some of the best horses on the planet, and my family to help me settle. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Whenever we talk about Hugh Bowman, and then everyone will just put an equal to Vince. So how important of Vince in your career or in your heart?
Well, it's difficult to put into words a horse like Winx. I mean, as a young jockey, you dream of winning the best races in the world. So for me, the Melbourne Cup, the Japan Cup, the Arc de Triomphe, the Hong Kong Derby, the English Derby. I mean, these are races that are renowned around the racing world. Kentucky Derby, for that matter. But after working in the industry for a long time, you know, and getting to my mid to late 20s, my vision started to shift from, you know, winning big races to riding good horses.
Yes.
And it was interesting at the time, my good friend Nash Rawiller, who did very well here in Hong Kong, was riding more joyous than Piero, who is now champion sire, and is in fact the sire of Winx's first live foal, little filly that's recently been born. But my mindset started to shift towards wanting to ride the best horse, and then she came along, and you know, with the support of Chris Waller and the connections, and my partnership with Winx, you know, we were on top of the world for 4 years, and that was a journey that we're all very proud of. But it's certainly just so fulfilling as a jockey, but as a person to be able to be fortunate enough to come across such a wonderful horse, and you know, her longevity took us on that ride for so long, and it was just, you know, everyone came with us too.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
Everyone around the world watched her with interest, and
definitely we can feel the racing family every time Vince compete, and then we just like go and cheer, no matter where you are, all over the world.
Yeah, that's true. And I've had people from America contact me, obviously Europe, loved her. Everyone in Asia, she was the most famous horse in the world for a period of time, and to be part of that was very, very special.
Yeah. So we all know that jockey is never an easy job, because there's no job that there will be an ambulance keep chasing you guys, and of course you have to keep your weight, and not eating actually for some people it can cause lots of depression. For me, example. So how can you just like, I understand that after the retirement of Vince, you take a break and don't want to just like get back to racing for some times. Can you tell us why?
Well, I think, you know, a moment ago you asked me about the pressure and how did I deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, and the way I dealt with it was just I just stayed in focused on what I had to do, and I tried to ignore all the exterior motivation and just do my job, which was just ride Winx. I mean, if you push out all the exterior,
clearer the picture.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just riding a horse like I do, like I have been for 20 years, right? So, I mean, so that's how I cope with that. But I think then when she retired, and you know, all that emotion that I was holding just started to build up in me, and I was just exhausted. I was so fatigued. I was physically exhausted, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a break and regroup. And you know, I think even when I started riding again, it took some time to sort of start to get that momentum and the energy back. And you know, I feel over the last 6 or 8 months, you know, it's really started to come back, and the mental motivation leads to the physical motivation, and of course, you know, one thing leads to another. So I feel like we're back in a good space now, and it took time, no doubt about it, but looking forward to, you know, getting on track to finding another good horse to ride.
Yeah, definitely. You're a very role model for us as an elite sportsman. How can you just like balance the career and family and life?
Well, you need a very loving partner, because to compete at the level that we do, you know, and compete consistently, being able to travel, I mean, it's not a really balanced life. It can't be. It's really, I'm doing this, and my wife Christine, she looks after the family, and she looks after me. You know, she's doing 85% with the kids. Obviously, I love to do it when I can, but it's a commanding job, as is any professional sport or job for that matter. So the balance is between us, and you know, we it's times, you know, struggle with that, but I'm sure we're not the only people, and we've made it work so far, and we've got 2 happy girls, and we're happy in ourselves. So we're looking forward to, like I said, just settling down in here in Hong Kong for the next few months, and enjoying the Hong Kong lifestyle.
I remember you told me that the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yes.
The same motto to keep you waiting.
Same motto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any races that you come back to Hong Kong this time, you have won the Group 1 Centenary Spring with Lucky Bubbles, the Derby with February, Weather, Kiwi2 Cup, Derby, so many big races. Any races you want to win in Hong Kong?
Well,
or anywhere?
I would love to win a feature on Hong Kong International Day. I did win the Jockey Challenge, the international, the IJC a few years ago, but I've been unable to win one of the majors on Hong Kong International Day, so it'd be great if that could happen this year. We've got some rides to look forward to, not leading contenders, but certainly horses that can be competitive. So, you know, I'm looking forward to being here and experiencing that.
So, any chance to see you longer time in Hong Kong this time after the 3 months thing?
That is not the plan to stay any longer. We've got some really good horses to look forward to back in Australia. But you know, at my stage of my career, I'm certainly open to any opportunities that come. And
only 9 hours difference.
Yeah, that's right.
From Australia to Hong Kong.
That's right. That's close. And we've come over here and flown in and out with many rewarding days over the last 8 years. But you know, if things go really well here and Christine and the girls settle in and we're really happy, then I'm sure it could be a consideration, but it's certainly not our goal.
When you look back your career, if you have to name 3 people to thank, who are they?
My father and mother, count them as one. My wife, Christine, and my manager, Brian Haskins, back in Australia. He's been with me all along, and you know, without those people, I mean, there's many others, of course, that I need. But, you know, really they've been my backbone.
Thank you so much. It's very nice to talk to you again.
Thank you.
Hopefully all the very best and find another win soon.
Thank you. I hope so.